Good day, everybody. My name is Milos and I'm an educational consultant. I run a consulting agency called Level Up Scholarships, and we are based in Novi Sad, Serbia. I really want to take a moment and tell you a little bit about what we do, how we do it, and how we can help you and your children. So as an educational consulting agency, we help students and student athletes that play various sports find boarding schools, private schools, postgrad programs, colleges and universities in the United States, Canada, and some European countries. How do we do that? With every specific client, with every kid, with every child and family, we tend to create a student profile. If it's a regular student, we just look into the grades, the age, what you want to accomplish, etc. If you're a student athlete, we look at how you play your specific sport, how talented you are, on what level you can compete, etc. And once we make the profile, we can certainly more discuss with you about possible opportunities. Now, when we speak about boarding schools, and before I get into some details, I'm going to classify boarding schools where private schools, boarding schools, and postgrad programs fall under one cap in the system, how we do them, and then colleges and universities are another thing. Now, first and foremost, very important to say it is when you go to boarding school or a private school, your childs are usually minors, so there are some concerns for your parents, and I want to talk about those concerns as well. When you go to university, usually your child is over 18, they're of age, and they are certainly easier to take care of themselves without parent or without somebody else's authority. Now, when we work with a boarding school, it's very important for us that your child gets everything that's necessary in terms of education, extracurricular activities, sports, safety, insurance, etc. Now, every boarding school provides the following. Your child lives in a campus-based school, which are usually located within a few hours of big cities in smaller towns due to safety reasons. When your child gets on campus, they live in a dormitory where they will have one roommate that they share their room with. The room is equipped with a bed, a drawer, a chair, a desk, and you get to, furnish it with other stuff as you please. Kids are fed in a cafeteria where they have 3 meals a day, every day, except for Saturday and Sunday, where they have 2 meals, which is usually brunch and dinner. They go to school, they have classes every day, Monday to Friday, and after school, they either do extracurricular activities if regular student, or they do their respective sport activities if they are an athlete. Depending on which sport they play, we can certainly help them. We're most engaged in basketball, soccer, and volleyball, but we also work with ice hockey players, tennis players, swimmers, golfers, baseball players, tennis players, and various other sports such as maybe equestrian or shooting, dancing, cheerleading. Based on what sport they play and how highly academic they're ranked, your child can receive financial aid or scholarship, which is basically like a large or a medium-sized discount on the full price of tuition, room and board per year in a school. For example, if your student, if your child is high-level athlete, they may even qualify for a full scholarship, which means that they may get their balance to zero, which means you will have nothing to pay towards the school for tuition, room and board. However, you will have some expenses for visa, flight, health insurance. Some of these boarding schools include health insurance in the price that you pay. Some do not, and they ask you to buy the ones that they have agreement, while some give you freedom to buy your own health insurance policy. We highly recommend American-based insurance companies due to premium amounts which are $200,000 and up, just in case of the high expenses and any unexpected injuries. It is very important to know that living in the dormitories is very safe. There are dorm parents, which are basically families that are employed in school, that live on each floor of the dormitory, that take care and monitor your child 24/7. When you speak about postgrad programs, everything is the same, just the different thing is the definition. Postgrad is a gap year between when your child is graduated high school but did not start college yet. They can take an extra year. Usually athletes do it to get more promotion for their respective sport, to get recruited by colleges, or some kids that did not have best grades take an extra year to improve their grades to get into a good college. In order to be accepted in one of these schools, we have to start an application, complete an application. And for these applications, one of the necessary things is to do an English exam. Sometimes it can be SSAT, ISEE, TOEFL, Duolingo, IELTS, or any other test. Each school has some different rules, so once we look into your child's profile, we can tell you which tests are the best to prepare, and you will prepare them. When we speak about colleges and universities, it's pretty much the same. The recruiting goes, we make a profile, we look into your child's abilities in terms of academics or athletics, we create a profile and we let you know if your child will qualify for this full scholarship or partial scholarship. Partial scholarships can range anywhere from 5 to 10% to up to 95, 96, 97%. So, they can be within that range. So you may end up having to pay for school $2,000 or $3,000. You may end up paying $35,000, $40,000. That all depends, and those are some things that we really figure out, after our first conversation. Of course, when we speak about living, your children will be living in the dormitories. They do have residence assistants who are similar to these host families that live in the dormitories in high school. They will kind of monitor what everything is going on in those dormitories. They have 3 meals per day, every day in cafeteria. They have their classes, which usually go from 8 in the morning until noonish, 1 o'clock. And then they will have their respective sport trainings, etc. And will be preparing for everything that they have to do their homework, etc. One of the fun facts for this is that your children are allowed to work up to 20 hours a week on campus in the United States, while in Canada, they're allowed to work full-time up to 40 hours when they have status of the student. However, Canadian schools are very much lower on giving scholarships compared to US schools, which are much more generous. Important thing to say is that also about insurance, some colleges will include it, some universities will not, but they will ask you to buy the one that they provide, or some will give you the freedom to get what insurance company you want to work with. It is also important to add that any sport-related injuries in universities are covered by the NCAA or NAIA league. However, just in case, when you're buying health insurance, you should include sport-related injuries, because if they're not included in your policy, the insurance company may not cover for those, and those do cost some extra. For university, it is also important to pass the test. While English exam is necessary, such as TOEFL, Duolingo, or IELTS, some schools still require, even though it's not mandatory, SAT test. SAT test, as not mandatory, can really help you increase your chances to get academic scholarship. If you manage to get really high results, you can get extra scholarship money. If you're in the lower end, it can just get you admitted to respective school. One of the things that's very important is that throughout this process, we monitor everything, we keep you posted, we deal with scholarship negotiations, we will take your application, we will let you know what paperwork you need to get prepared for us, we will file everything to the school. Once we are done with our application, the school will send visa-related document called I-20. Once I-20 is in, then we can start the official visa application. That's something we will take care of, and we will prepare your child for a visa interview within the US, Canadian, or any other respective embassy. Once visa is done, it's very important to know that there are documents that you still have to bring that will be required on the entrance to respective country. So we will advise you on these matters, respective time, and according to what is necessary to bring. Of course, during the first semester or the first year, depending if your child is university or high school, we will provide support for anything that's needed for your child and help them, get that adjustment throughout the first semester or first year if they're in high school, if they're younger, so that their experience is better, that they have good life there, that they enjoy it, and that they have fun. I think that I covered the most that I really wanted to say. If there is anything, feel free to make comments in the comment section below, and I'll be happy to provide any answers for you. Thank you and enjoy your day.